Well, welcome to our St. Regis Faith Bytes, short little videos where we try to give some insight into what's going on in the church. This one's on the church's guidelines for fasting and abstinence during Lent. Uh, Very briefly, fasting, Ash Wednesday, and Good Friday. Abstinence from meat on Fridays, Ash Wednesday, Fridays of Lent, and Good Friday. And that's it. Pretty simple, right? No, 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 no. I mean, yes, the guidelines are very simple. They're very minimal. It's not like the old days where every day of Lent was fasting, except for Sunday. It's not like the old days where every Friday of the year is abstinence, but uh, mandated, although it's still encouraged. So we have to be careful with those guidelines because they're signaling to us that the church wants us to be adult about the season, to see it as an invitation from God to a season of grace and repentance, and therefore the penances we do, the prayer, the fasting, the almsgiving, the acts of charity and goodness are to help us create space within our lives to hear the Spirit of God speak to us and to then be able to respond more readily with the yes to whatever God asks of us. And so, technically, yes, fasting is Good Friday, Ash Wednesday, and it's the one main meal, and the other two meals could be done for sustenance if you need them, but they're not equal the full meal. No eating between meals, and abstinence is abstinence from meat, and the meat kind of flavor bouillon and dairy products are allowed, but abstinence from meat. The fasting rule is for those who are 18 years old to their 59th birthday. It's mandated. Others are invited to do it voluntarily, but 18th birthday through your 59th birthday are mandated. And then the abstinence rule is mandated for those who are 14 years old and older. And again, I would encourage everyone to do that one, even if you're young. Builds a pattern into our lives of entering into the community's penance. But notice the minimal, how minimal that is. We don't do it on Sundays, right? I mean, it's the day of the Lord, so you don't extend fasting and penance to Sundays. The celebration is to be a day of celebration of the Lord. So given that minimal kind of official guidelines, the season needs to have more than just that. And that then is the invitation to say, okay, how is the Spirit of God inviting you into the season? Maybe as a family, come up with a common penance together, as a group of friends, as a couple, as a parish. Let us be people who, as a diocese, and so forth. We should kind of come up with a sense of penance that will invite us to be doing this together. First of all, as a parish, we do it for those coming into initiation at Easter Vigil. So we do want us to be in solidarity with them. We're inviting them into a season of fasting and prayer and penance. So we should do the same. But then, in terms of where's God working in your life, that's the real question. And that's where's God working in our lives. Too often we turn Lent into a self-help, self-improvement, almost like don't even bring God into it. It's like, oh, it's great. I'll give up some food, or I'll give up some drinking or some smoking, and that'll help me. It'll help improve my health, and that's fine. But that'd be true of any time of the year. Is that what God's asking you to do? Maybe, but maybe not. All of our penances are meant to be something not that we prove to ourselves or even prove to God. It's rather to create space within our hearts throughout the season of Lent. So probably it'd be good to add some kind of penance that is more daily, simple but daily. 5 minutes sitting in the car before you go to work or go into the house, or quiet time, just a visit to the church, or giving things up that are just kind of throw you off your usual routine. That extra cup of coffee, give it up. That little time you spend on the social media, not all of it, but some of it, give it up. Just something that throws us off kilter a little bit, decenters us, so that we can create a space to hear the Spirit of God at work in our hearts. And so whatever you could bring in some kind of simple way into the Lenten daily practice, to me that would be the real spirit of the season. Although again, the guidelines are there, the minimal guidelines are there. So let us enter Lent, trust as the season of grace. Let's be in solidarity with those who are getting reconciled to the church or coming into full initiation into the church. Let us create a kind of a common penance where we can with our friends and family, and let's find ways just each day to remember this is God's work in us, not what we're doing for ourselves, but for trying to be people who are quiet before the Lord, creating space within our lives and hearts and minds, so the Lord can say, here's what I want to do. Here's how I'm calling you to be recreated, renewed, and then say yes to that throughout the season of Lent, so that we celebrate Easter with that great joy. Thank you.